Hey, hello, 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 hello. I hope you all can hear me. I am on a little bit earlier. It is Sunday, February the 1st, and welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Lachey. Welcome back to Becoming Her Again, the weekly faith reset. Now, I'm looking back and forth because I'm still learning how to use all of the cameras. So I am live in YouTube and I'm also on my Facebook. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, normally every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. is when I will come and I will share my weekly reset. Now, what's my reason for doing that? Is because it gives me an opportunity to pay forward a reflection of what my week was like and what my week ahead is going to be. Because if you don't tell your week where to go, your week will drag you. Okay. I just want you to know your week will drag you. And so I'm encouraging you all to make sure that you are stopping, slowing down, and you are planning. So if you have been here before, thank you for coming back. If this is your first time joining me, welcome, welcome, welcome. For those who are watching me on Facebook, I want to really encourage you to join my YouTube community at Lachey M. Johnson. And yes, there's a whole lot of fun that happens over there, but I'm also in this Facebook space as well. So let's go ahead and jump in. What I'm doing over the next 90 days is sharing my reflection about my week when it comes to my relationships, my finances, and my health. And I'm using this planner right here, which is my 2026 Own Your Life Planner. And in the planner, every week, I will write down the things that I need to get done for the week and then things that I want to get done for the weeks ahead. Now, we're getting ready to start. Well, we're already in February. So we have something that's called a monthly map. And in the monthly map, basically what I do is I identify three of my goals that I want to focus on for that month. And then I write actionable steps. Now, before I jump into that, each week I get an opportunity after this is what my week sometimes looks like. Okay, no judgment. I like to color code. I like to identify areas that are going to jump right off the page for me. And so while those three areas are the ones that I am primarily focusing on, there are other things that I'm also doing as well. But right now, it is my finances, my relationships, and also my health. So once the week is over, I'm given an opportunity to do what's called a little R and R. And with the R and R, we get to circle back and review the week that has gone by. Then we get to circle forward, reflect on the week to come. And then there are these questions that we ask to reflect on how we are keeping God at the center, as well as, hello, Charlotte. Thank you for joining me. There's also these questions that are there that help us to make sure that we are also centering God as well. And then there is a prayer for the week. So, welcome, Charlotte. I'm so glad you're joining me today. All right, so let's just jump in. So, circling back, when I look and review the week, the questions are: what do you want to remember? What did you learn? And how are you growing? And so, for me, the thing that I want to remember, and again, I'm looking back and forth between my cameras, is that my morning routine is really, really important. And when I don't follow that, I feel it in the day. So, for those of you who have been with me, for those of you who are just joining me, it takes me probably 90 minutes to close to 2 hours to actually get the things done that I want to get done. And that is make my bed, do my skincare routine, and have my quiet time with God. That is before I even leave to go to the gym, which I spend an hour. 30 minutes on cardio and then 30 minutes with some kind of strength training. So the thing that I want to remember is that it is so important for me to do my very best, not as a rule, but to do my best to keep that morning routine so that my days are going well. What is something that I want to learn, or what's something that I did learn, is that the consistency and the discipline of me writing something down, because a lot of times I think people have dreams and desires, and we're writing stuff down, but then we actually don't follow through on it. So to me, it's that's all it is a dream. And then you look back and a whole nother year has gone by, and everything that you desired to do, whether it was to lose weight, whether it was to meal plan, whether it was to meal prep, whether it was to save money, whether it was to get out of debt, whether it was to travel, whether it was to have coffee with your parents or your girlfriend, These things don't just get done on their own without you really thinking through and planning. So, consistency and discipline of me writing in my planner, me reviewing my planner. I told someone the other day I actually am carrying my planner around like it's a baby, but it is helping me to get the thing done. So, again, for those who are just joining, it is my 2026 Own Your Life Planner, which is by Crystal Evans Hurst. How are you growing? I am growing kinder. I am growing more patient. I am growing clearer about what I am called to and what I am not called to. I am saying yes to the things that I need to say yes to, and I am saying no to the things that I need to say no to. And my no does not always come with an explanation. So there's that. What do I do when I circle forward? Here's our reflection for the week to come. What am I most excited about? I'm excited because, again, for those of you who are new, I am in full-time ministry, and I wake up in the morning and I pinch myself at the thought that I get to do what I was created to do. And I love God. I love his people. I love the church, and the church that I attend. I've been there 20 years. I'm also on staff, and we have a couple of events that are coming up this week. So I'm very excited that I get to serve my church this week. What's concerning me right now? Again, I have two children. My daughter's getting ready to turn 37 this month. My son is 20. He's in the second year of college. And this young lad, while he is working and he is helping to contribute to all of what he needs to contribute to, I want him to focus on his schoolwork, but he has his car with him this year. So he's a sophomore. And I can still see, for those moms or dads or aunties or uncles or just loved ones who have Life 360, I still have Life 360. I just don't have the paid version. And I can see when he's in the car or driving. And so he needs to get an oil change and get his tires changed. And I get alerts from OnStar. He has an appointment this coming Friday. It cannot come soon enough. I'm actually taking my car tomorrow to go get an oil change. What am I talking about? I'm talking about how all the balls are in the air and we have things that need to get done. And if you don't plan it out, you're going to look up and your oil is going to need to be changed and you like 1% life left on it. So, yes, I put my oil change on my calendar. Um, what or how rather, how do you plan to live a life that you love? I am acknowledging what I need. I'm acknowledging what I need when I need a nap, because today is Sunday and today I got the privilege to serve my church. And I sound a little raspy because she was having a good time in the Lord. She was having a good time in the Lord. I got a chance to serve my church, and I know that I need to get rest. So I'm on tonight a little bit earlier. Like I said, every Sunday at 8:30 is when I would do these particular updates. But I also was invited and I accepted very graciously to serve another community 3 times over the next 90 days. And this happens to be one of those nights. And we're all on different coastal time. So at 8 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock Central, I'm going to get a chance to serve another community because, again, I just pinch myself sometimes when I think about how the Lord has just been so kind to invite me to just do the thing that He created me to do. So there's that. And I also know that it's really important for me to celebrate small and big wins. I think sometimes we miss the celebration in the small things because we're always looking for the big things. So even on my calendar, if I'm going to reach a milestone, that I'm like, hey, I want to stop and I want to celebrate it. And that celebration could look like anything from a sweet treat. It could be, I'm going to take me a nap. It could be, just hanging out a little bit longer with my girlfriends. Listen, I'm going to celebrate all of it. I want to pause for a second before we get ready to transition. There's a quote in the planner, and it says, life will pull you in every direction. It's so important to know what to let go of and what to prioritize. And again, I am owning my life. I am a woman of a certain age. I am what they call an empty nester. I am in full-time ministry. Last week, I was supposed to be in Georgia and in Texas, but the weather, I don't know where you are at Charlotte, but the weather just didn't want to cooperate, and I was totally fine with it. So I hunkered down and I stayed in. But in my staying in, I still made sure that I was prioritizing the things that I needed to move, as we call moving the needle in my life, with all of the things that I get to do. And one of those things is I'm in the middle of writing my second devotional book. Sneak peek, I'm not going to give you the title, but stay tuned. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned, because I'm so excited about what God is doing in and through my life. But I'm able to get it all done because I'm using my planner. I cannot overemphasize how this planner is really blessing my life. Okay. All right. Where are you feeling pulled in your life? What can you let go of, and what needs your attention? Right now it's family. I came home from church, and actually, I went to go pick up my groceries, because that's another thing lately, to gain some time back. I will order my groceries and I will do a drive by, pick them up. I used to do Instacart and have them delivered. And if it's like if I'm in a pinch, then I can have that done. And I also do my own grocery shopping. But when I need to gain time back, I will put in my calendar, hey, I'm gonna get out of church on Sunday and I'm gonna do 2 drive-bys. I'm gonna drive by one store to pick up some items, and I'm going to drive by another store to pick up items. But I ordered the stuff the night before. It saved me probably close to 2 hours, because if anybody's out in the store on a Sunday, you know what those parking lots look like. So my family is pulling me, and it's not in a bad way. I am just simply trying to ensure that I'm carving enough time out for my children. I'm carving enough time out for my parents. I'm carving enough time out for all of us to come together collectively. So we're working through that. What's the one thing that will help make a win for me for this coming week? Because we're talking about reflecting on last week and then what I'm going to do this week. So, over the 90 days, health is one of my areas, and I will sometimes share my weight loss. So, it's been, I don't know, almost 2 years now. And I've probably lost almost 40 pounds, and it is coming off slow, which is why I think it's taking its time. I mean, having it take its time to come off is why I think I'm maintaining it. At least that's what I think. And I'm also doing my part by choosing food that fuels me and not necessarily just food that feeds me. So when I think about what a win would be like for me, that is meal planning and meal prepping. I noticed that the week before, when I gained zero point 0.4 pounds, I did not do my meal planning and my meal prepping. Okay. So I'm talking about planning. I did not do it. And while I wasn't eating too crazy, I noticed that I was off track because I didn't have food readily available that would actually be nutritious and also help me either maintain my weight, or if I wanted to still, as I'm losing weight, gaining muscle kind of deal. This week, I lost 1.4 pounds. You want to know why? Because last week I reflected and I said meal plan and meal prep. That is what I did. Had my salmon, had my chicken, had my broccoli, had my vegetables, ate my greens, did my vitamins. It was a good week. It was a good week. And the last question that is asked in my prayer, in my R&R, it says my prayer for this week, and I'm just asking God to give me grace, to strengthen my hands, and to help me be sensitive to people, who may have need of me that I have not made myself readily available to. So that is what I'm praying through this week. I'm going to get ready to wrap up. But another part of what I do is I talk through this reset through themes. And so this week's theme was honor progress and not perfection. Let me say that again. This week's theme was honor progress, not perfection. And so the first question that I asked myself was, what am I genuinely proud of this month? I am proud that while I did not lose the amount of weight that I was anticipating, I still lost, I still gained, but I am still less than what I was the month before. So I'm very, very proud of that. And a part of that, again, is me meal planning, meal prepping, and I am using my calendar also, because there is a place in the calendar that allows me to track, the things that I want to be a rhythm. So if it's drinking my water, I can track if I'm drinking enough water every single day. If it is moving my body, I can track on the days when I'm not moving my body, when I'm doing cardio. It helps me to reflect on how to move the needle the following week. Where did I show up differently or even if imperfectly? And I would say again, conversations with family. You all pray for me. I need to solicit your prayers. I'm right in the middle where I've got children and then I've got parents who are not old, but they are getting older. And so I am navigating that space right now. What are some patterns that need adjusting as we are moving into February? Today is February 1. And the patterns, again, is me ensuring that if I say I want to go to bed at a certain time so that I can get up in the morning at a certain time, if I say that I'm going to read at a certain time, I want to read at that time. What am I saying? To me, when I plan and I know what my day, my weeks are looking like, not that I'm trying to be in control, because I think I've shared this on the channel before. Control is an illusion. It is an illusion. Okay. We think we have it, we don't. We do our very best to plan. And I know what the Bible says, but I'm doing my part. Let me be clear, because the Bible does say a man plan, but the Lord will direct their steps. And so the adjustment is that I give myself the grace that I need to give myself. I'm not like bookending. Like I said, if I choose to eat something that I shouldn't, or I feel like it's not going to be favorable, I'm not condemning myself. I'm not body shaming myself. I am adjusting my attitude towards life and the way that I approach it. Go back and read this book called Atomic Habits. I think his name is James Clear. You repeat something over and over and over again, it becomes a habit that you perform, and it also gives you the results that you're looking for. And that is exactly what I'm experiencing right now. What do I need to release to move forward to feel lighter? Again, the holidays are coming up. I am I am dating, and I am dating exclusively. And that just simply means that I am collecting the data. Okay. And we are choosing to be exclusive, meaning we are not seeing other people. We're trying to see where this relationship is going. So far, it's been a year, it is headed in the right direction. But we are at a place right now when it comes to he and I planning, is we're not seeing eye to eye because he is not a planner. He loves to surprise me. He can be very sporadic, and oftentimes he cannot be clear about what it is that he wants us to do. And I'm working through that. That's what I'm going to say. I'm adjusting that in February. What do I need to release to move forward to feel a little bit lighter? It would be the same thing. Like, I'm not holding on to the fact that other people around me, they are not planners like me. But what I am doing is ensuring that I keep my boundaries and not allow any confusion or last minute interruptions that they may attempt affect how I am navigating and moving through what I have planned. I'm not rigid, but I am not going to compromise my peace, my joy, and my vitality. Go back and watch the week before weekly reset. I must have said peace, joy, and vitality. I will protect it at all costs. No questions about it. What am I carrying? This is a strategic shift that God is inviting me into. What am I carrying that God never asked me to? And this is, again, going back to me trying to help a friend who says that they have goals in mind, and I'm watching them. And I'm like, you're not going to reach your goal if you don't sit down and get some kind of structure and get some kind of plan. Now, I could be wrong, but I know that it works for me. So God didn't ask me to carry their dream. I'm praying for them. I am believing God for them, but I'm also treading very lightly of how I engage in not telling them what to do, but just offering them suggestions. And that is completely up to them. Here we go. We're getting ready to close out, because I say I don't want to be on here longer than 20, 25 minutes. So the faith anchor, because this is becoming her again, the Women's Weekly Faith Reset every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. We are talking about what went great, what we need to revisit, what opportunities we have, and who's responsible for those things. I'm taking responsibility for my life. I'm owning my life, and I am planning to see the results that I desire. So the faith anchor, reflection allows God to refine, not reprimand. Let me say that again. Our faith anchor for this week, reflection allows God to refine, not reprimand. I'm going to say that a third time because that is blessing my soul. I am anchoring myself in the fact that in my reflection, in my stopping and slowing down, and where is God at in all of what I'm doing? Reflection allows God to refine my plans. He is not reprimanding me. And then our scripture is coming out of Psalms 90:12. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. That's like a Selah. I just need to take a Selah for a moment. And the last thing that I want to share is what fruit is God actually producing. And I'm reading from out of Colossians 3, verses 23. Don't judge me. I don't have my glasses on. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord and not for a human master. And so we are getting ready to embark on a new week, and I've already started to outline some of the things that need to get done. I will continue to write those things. And one of them is I will see you all back here next Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Becoming Her Again, Women's Weekly Faith Reset. Now, let me share a freebie with you. You ready, Charlotte? If you visit my website, lashayjohnson.com, underneath the freebies tab, there is a free guide for you to do the exact same work that I'm doing. I am walking through my week by asking myself reflective questions that's going to help me move the needle closer to the things that God is partnering with me and inviting me to do so that I can live a life that is worth living. Thank you so much for joining me. For those that will come back for the replay, again, if this is your first time watching me on YouTube in our community, I want you to encourage me by subscribing. If you are liking the content, can you like it and leave me a comment and let me know what other topics that you would like for me to share as I am becoming her again. I am a woman who is coming out of hiding, who is walking through healing, and who is determined to live the Zoe life. You all take care, and I hope to see you next Sunday, 8:30 p.m. for Becoming Her Again, the Woman's Weekly Faith Reset.